What's going on, YouTube? So I come to y'all with my hat on again today. It's a beautiful sunny day today, and I just want to talk about something a little bit different. Each time I'll let you in a little bit more on about the full spectrum of the craziness that I try to wrangle on a daily basis. Other than locks. Locks are important, and locks are why I have this channel, but there's a man behind the locks, and there's a woman behind her locks. And I think part of locks and the journey of locks teaches you that there's a journey, and that there's things that intertwine and make that lock what it is. And if any part of that lock is not strong or not nourished in the right way, then you have a weak lock and it'll break off, and I think that's a symbolization of who you need to be as a person. You need to be somebody whose the fibers of your beings are all nurtured in a way that you're locked together tight. That was deep for no reason, but I think it made the point. The point I'm trying to make is that we have different things in our lives that makes us who we are, and we have to pay attention to all of them. Not equally all the time, but you do have to pay attention. You can't ignore one aspect of who you are without it completely destroying you in some way. So I say all that to say that I started the year out, really good. I made it through Thanksgiving and Christmas feeling like, man, I've breezed right on by without really sabotaging my diet. I don't know, a lot of you might not know this that I'm a pescatarian. I've been a vegetarian, and then I tried veganism, but I would consider myself right now to be a pescatarian, which is a fish eating vegetarian. And for the most part, I don't do dairy at all. I'm severely lactose intolerant, explosive, you don't need to hear the rest of that, lactose intolerant. But so I have a lot of diet struggles. But one thing that has been Achilles heel or my kryptonite is carbs, So I'll lose a lot of weight, maintaining a good Mediterranean vegetables and seafood type diet. But then I'll get to those moments in life where things are a little bit challenging, and I'll load up on the carbs, which packs on the pounds, which fogs the brain, which just makes everything beyond that crumble. So I've recently recommitted myself to eating healthy and doing what I need to do for me. And I would like to take y'all on that journey. So again, like I said, at the beginning of the year, I had lost almost 30 pounds, and I was feeling great. Things were looking good. And then slowly but surely, because it's familiar, it's something that if you're a person who struggles with weight, you've been there a million times before, So I found myself making poor choices one day, and then 2 days, and then a week, and then a month. And before I know it, here we are in March. And I'm saying I'm recommitting myself because I've completely fallen off the bandwagon. And as a man, we struggle with putting our pride aside and saying, okay, here's the problem. How do I fix it? And then allowing that process to take day after day after day. It's not something that I can just take a tool and boom, 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 and it's fixed. It takes time. And, and I'm willing to put that time in because I feel like I'm worth it. So last Thursday, I literally wrote down everything that I can eat. If it's not on that piece of paper, I will not be eating it. And I weighed myself, and you don't realize how fat you actually are until you actually get on the scale, and I knew that was something that I was avoiding more. I used to do it every day, weigh myself, not because I was like a hypochondriac or like OCD about it. It was just that I wanted to know, and I wanted to know what things, if you eat something that gave you a lot of fluid retention, the next day you're going to be up 2 pounds. And it didn't make me upset. It made me aware of how food worked. But once you get into that rhythm of just not caring, scale goes in the closet. You start putting things in front of your mirror so you don't see yourself, and it's like all subconscious, but you know, you're seeing yourself grow and expand. And it's like, as an adult, there's no real accountability. You don't have to check in with anybody. You can go and sneak and eat a whole damn pie, but nobody's going to know that but you. So it's kind of hard to have checks and balances when you're the only one who knows, you know, that you're struggling and not meeting your mark. So again, like I said, last Thursday, I recommitted myself in writing down everything that I will allow myself to eat, and just going from day one, and then day 2 was Friday, and then day 3 was Saturday, and then here we are Sunday on day 4, and realizing that it literally is one day at a time. You know, if you're somebody who struggles with eating and food addiction, don't let anybody tell you that it's just a mindset change, because it's more than that. It's a commitment to making good choices every day and realizing that, you know, once you let that enemy or that thing in, it spreads like wildfire. You know, just like a person who suffers with alcoholism. You can go 3 years without ever having a drink, but you have that one drink and it's like you've never done any of the work. So don't ever let your physical, you know, cloud what your mental's doing. You know, you have to be in touch with your mind, you know, and you have to check in and make sure that you're good. And, you know, and I know with food, you know, it's the worst kind of addiction to have, because you're literally having to make good choices at every turn you make. I'm at this party now and they have cake, or they have pizza, or they have chips, and you know, it's like, so you have to know what the goal is and what steps to take to get there, and you can't deviate by any means and by nothing. I mean, you just have to stick with it. So I'm not going to go too much longer. I'm just going to say that I have recommitted, and if it's something that you struggle with, or you got tools and techniques that you do to keep yourself focused, let me know. Drop a comment below. I won't come here to preach about what I do, because I don't think it will benefit anybody else but myself. I think the best way to teach someone is to absolutely lead by example. So the first step to making any change in anything of your life is admitting that you actually have a problem, you know, and you can laugh, cry, do whatever you need to do to get over it, but you have to say, I have a problem. And then you can move forward after that. You admitting that the problem is bigger than myself, and I need something bigger than me to help me with it. So I've done that. So now I can only move forward in the right direction. So here I am with my hat on. You can look fly and have a problem, and that's the deceptive part about it. You could look great, but feel like shit, you know. And I was getting by a long time that way, you know. I was like, as long as I smell good and look good, everything's great. But my pants are tight, you know. So it's okay, you know. As long as I have a breath in my body, I have the ability to make a change. And I say that to you. As long as you have a breath in your body, you have the ability to make a change. And it starts today, not Monday, or not the next time it rains, or today. It literally starts today, and you're not going to see any results. You just have to keep making the changes. And before you know it, it'll be like, wow, I'm all good. But at that moment is the crucial moment. When you start to feel like you see some change, you have to push harder to, okay, I'll close with this. Peace and blessings, and know that you have the power to overcome any challenge in your life. It's just one day at a time, you know, and that's all. And I mean, you come here for the locks, so why not? If you stayed this long, I appreciate you. This is the front. I actually combined 2 locks right here. one was like really thin and the other one was kind of like not thick. So I just two-strand twist them and put a little rubber band on them. It's not perfect, but the one that was really, really thin, I know it wasn't going to break off. And it's not thinning, it's just thin, you know, and I didn't like it. So I figured putting those two together wouldn't be a problem. And I did. In the back, I'll spin around and try to show you. So look here, I have just one mark. So that's them. Peace and blessings, and have a good Sunday. Talk to y'all later. Bye.